So, Namaskar to everyone and Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. We have all joined here today for this satsang. So, today, um, for me, for people who follow the Sri Rangam calendar, it is Sri Ramanavami. The rest of rest of the country celebrated about 1 month ago. And I remember that that week we had talked about some thing related to Lord Rama. Anyway, because today is Sri Ram Navami for me, I'm wishing you all also a very happy Ramanavami. Let Lord Rama bless all of us and take care of us and help us to progress on our sadhana marga. So today we will talk about one of the devotees of Lord Rama. Very famous. He is called Bhadrachala Ramadasu. He was born in Andhra Pradesh in the 17th century. I think his name was Goparaju or something like that in childhood. But as he grew older, somehow from a very young age, he had a very lot of devotion, extreme devotion to Lord Rama. So gradually over a period of time, people forgot his actual name and they would call him Ramadasu. So he considered himself as a dasa of Lord Rama, and that name Ramadasu is what stuck with him. So as he grew older, and he had to get some kind of a occupation, some job. So the Sultan who was ruling over that part of the country, that Sultan appointed this Ramadasu as the Tehsildar. So as he was appointed by the Tehsildar, he used to go around that place, collect the revenue, take care of all the administrative work, make sure that all the work is going on properly. Okay, then whatever the farmers, that agricultural produce, how much is being produced, he would keep track of that. So all the administrative work was entrusted to him for that particular area. Now, as part of it, part of his job was collecting the taxes, collecting whatever payments had to be made from the farmers and other people, and making sure that that money reached the Sultan's treasury. So that was part of his job. Now, once it so happened that there was a Rama temple at Bhadrachalam, and there was a fair in that temple. So this Ramadasu went because he was a devotee of Rama, so he went to visit that temple fair at Bhadrachalam. Now, when he reached there, he saw that the temple was a very old temple, and very sad to say, it was in a very bad condition. There was no proper, structure. Parts of it had fallen off, and there was no proper facilities there. And although people were coming, pilgrims were coming, yatris, tirtha yatris were coming there, but there were no facilities as such. And overall, the whole temple and its surroundings was in a very poor state. So he was very pained at this sad state. And he thought that, okay, I should do something to, renovate this temple, to make it better, to make sure that there is proper conditions in this temple for worship of Lord Rama. So he decided to try and raise money. So he went around asking people for donations. He collected money that way and all that. And he found that still there was a shortage of money. So he didn't know what to do. Then all the farmers in that area, they knew that he was a great bhakta of the Lord, right? So they knew that he wanted very much to have this temple renovated. So they suggested to him that the next set of revenue taxes we are supposed to pay. So why don't you do one thing? You already have some amount collected with you as tax. Instead of giving that to the Sultan, to the treasury, why don't you use that money for renovating this temple? Now, by that time, this all temple happens and all that, and our next crop will grow, and we will sell all that, and we will raise enough money to compensate you for whatever you have spent on the temple. So they suggested that to him. So Ramadasu thought that yes, this is a good idea. Anyway, I'm not due to deposit the money to the treasury for quite some time. So let me use it for this good work. So he diverted the fund. His intention was good. He wanted to renovate the Rama temple. He used the money from that revenue and he used it all to renovate the temple. It was, I think, some 1600,000 gold coins or something like that. So he used up all that money for renovating the temple. Now, as it is always, whenever there is somebody who is doing good, there will always be people who are jealous of them also, and people who are, trying to interfere and create trouble for this good person. So there were some other officials who were there. They saw that this is what Ramdasu has done. So they complained. They sent a complaint to the Sultan saying that, see, this is what your Tahsildar is doing, and you better take some action and so on. So when the Sultan came to know about all this, he got very angry. He said, how could you dare to use the funds of the kingdom for building a temple, for renovating the temple? This is a big crime that you have committed. And immediately he had his people bring that Ramadasu from that Bhadrachalam and threw him into the jail. Now, when this happened, if such an event happens, the state of any kind of person, how it will be, they will be totally worked up. They will be totally in turmoil. They will say, oh, I set out to do a good thing. Oh, I am such a devotee of Rama. Oh, I have done so much for you, Rama. How can you, do this to me? And they will be very agitated. But Ramadasu was very calm. He was not at all upset by what happened. So they threw him into jail. He stayed there in jail. And in fact, he was happy that now I can, non-stop, I can be spending all my time in thinking of the Lord, in singing of Him. So that was a time when he composed many, many, many songs and bhajans in praise of Lord Rama. We may have heard that very famous composition called Paluke Bangara Mayana, that very famous song, that is also composed by Bhadrachala Ramadasu. So he kept, lying there in the jail in the darkness, and all the time only his mind is fixed on the lotus feet of Lord Rama. Now, I'm sorry, the spelling mistake here. He pleaded, not pleased, he pleaded for the help of Lord Rama always. And he kept, like how, when there is a close relationship between parents and child, or between a husband and wife, if we have that kind of a relationship with God, then we can also, share our grievances, share our sorrows with the Lord. So in that way, he kept pleading that, oh Lord, will you not turn and look at me? Will you not come to my help? What are your mysterious ways? What I must have done some papa in past births. That is why you have made me to suffer this. What can I do? But however, I'm only thing I can do is I can surrender at your feet. You do as you see fit, but please remove my misery. Like that, he kept, singing songs and praying to the Lord for help. Now, nothing happened. 12 long years passed. No change at all in his situation. How much ever he sang and prayed for Lord Rama's help, nothing happened. At the end of the 12th year, there was a miracle that happened. So, one fine day, this Sultan, when he was sleeping at night, there were two men, young men, who came to the Sultan, and they had one big bag with them. So the Sultan, they said, we have to see the Sultan at this very moment in the middle of the night. So the guards first refused, but they were very insistent. So they let the young men come and meet the Sultan. So the Sultan was half asleep and said, what is this? Who are you people? What and all that. So they said, we have come here and we have brought money so that, you can keep it as a replacement for whatever money that Ramadasu used to build that temple in Bhadrachalam. So this is compensation for that. And they gave 6 lakh gold coins. Okay. Then the Sultan was amazed. What is this? Who are these people? They said, no, no, we know Ramdasu. We have come here. You please keep this money and you give us the receipt for it. He said, what? Now in the middle of the night, you come tomorrow, I will give the receipt. No, no, we want the receipt right now itself. So they insisted. They made sure that they got the receipt saying that so much money has been received and that Ramdasu is to be released from the jail. They brought it to the jail where Ramdasu was kept and showed it to that jail warden, and immediately they released Ramadasu. Now, Ramadasu was sent out of the jail. He didn't see those two men and he was told about this incident. And he said, who are those people? What? I don't know anybody. What did they tell their names are? Then the guard said that those two men told that their name is Ramoji and Lakshmoji. At once Ramadas realized. He said, oh, my Rama, you came. Rama and Lakshmana, you both are the ones who are my benefactors. You are the ones who came to save me. What great punya I have done that you came to save me. But he was upset that what great papa I have done also. And because of that papa that I have done, I am not able to have darshan of you. How lucky is the Sultan? He got to see you. How lucky are the guards in this prison? They all got to see you. And how unlucky am I that I have no punya enough that I didn't get to have darshan of you. What is my papa? All this time I was in jail. I was praying to you. And now finally you came and released me, but I didn't get darshan of you. So he was very upset about this. And when he went to sleep that night, then he kept having these thoughts only in his mind. Then in the night, Lord Rama came in Ramadasu's dream and he clarified to him, what was the reason for why Ramadasu didn't get darshan? He said that you had done some papa in your past life, and that is the reason why you were thrown in jail. To settle up that account only, this all these events happened. You had done some papa in your past life, and to overcome the effects of that, you had to be in jail, and you could not get my darshan at this point of time. Then Ramadasu feels how that Sultan got the darshan. Why did he get? So then the Lord clarified the backstory of the Sultan's devotion. He said in his past janma, this Sultan, he was a very devout Hindu person, and he had decided that he wanted to please Lord Shiva, and because of that, he did puja for the Shiva Linga for 364 days. He was supposed to do it for one entire year, but there was some confusion in the dates, and because of that, he missed one day. Then he did only for 364 days. Then everybody told him, you are not going to get any phala because you didn't do it for that last one day also. So he got very angry, and in fact, he broke that Shivalinga into pieces, and he said, what is this nonsense? I have done for so many days. What is there? There's no value for all that, and so on. So because he did that, he did puja for 364 days. But on the last, because he didn't get, he was told he will not get the phala, he got agitated and he broke the Shivalinga and all that. So at that moment, Lord Shiva appeared there and told him that just one more day, you would have got it. You should have done the puja. But now that you have done this, as suffering for this wrong deed that you did by breaking the Shivalinga and all, in your next life, you are going to be born as a non-believer in Lord Shiva or in any of the Hindu gods. You will be a non-believer and you will be born like that. But because you did puja for 364 days, as the phala of that, you are going to get darshan of Lord Rama. So that was the reason why Sultan got the darshan. Now Ramadasu was told that Lord Rama told him that you don't worry, for all the good that you have done, your accounts are all now settled. At the end of your life, you will have darshan of me, and I will come and take you to Vaikunta. I myself will come and take you to Vaikunta. So Ramadasu spent the rest of his life, continuing his devotion to Rama. Now, in the meantime, the Sultan also realized that all this story, what has happened, and he realized that, oh, it is Rama himself who has come to release Ramadasu. So he was very repentant also. He said, I have also done a wrong thing by throwing Ramadasu into jail. So let me make up for that. Whatever these gold coins have come to me, I'm going to return them. So he returned them to that Bhadrachalam temple itself. And it is said that even today we can see those coins. Those coins are supposed to have the picture of Rama Pattabhisheka on one side and Anjaneya's, Hanuman's picture on the other side. So it is said that even today in that temple, these coins are there and we can see them. So I have not yet had the good fortune of being able to go and have darshan in that temple. Maybe someday if Lord Rama wills, he will make sure that I am taken there. So until then, we have to understand from this story that this is what happened. Now it is also told that at the end of his life, when one fine day, this Ramadasu, he was so much now become totally lost and absorbed in the devotion of Lord Rama that always he used to, talk. He could see Rama around him. He would talk as if Rama is there in front of him. He would, behave in such a way. So everybody kind of, they were not able to see, right? So they thought that he's, kind of crazy. He's like not to be believed, whatever he says and all that. So one fine day, what happened was he was sitting outside on the veranda of the house, and suddenly he called out to his wife and he said, come, come, come. See, one Vimana has come to take me to Vaikunta. You also come with me. See, Rama has come, he said. This wife thought, oh, as usual, he's daydreaming, he's talking nonsense. She said, it's okay, you go. I don't have time to come now, or something like that, she told. And after some time, she came out and saw, really, there was nobody there. Ramadasu was not there. And she saw in the sky, there was a Vimana that was actually going with Ramadasu in it. She felt repentant that, oh, I did not believe his words. And she was told that, never mind, your bhakti has to get more purified. You have to do more bhakti. And then at the end of your life, you too will come to Vaikunta with me. That is what the voice told her. So this is the story of Bhakta Ramadasu. And from this story, we can try to learn certain things. Like, for example, can we try to develop the devotion which is as deep as that of Ramadasu? Now, whatever trouble came his way, he never let his mind waver from Rama. In the first place, that devotion was so strong that he did not mind, you know, doing something which the rest of the world would have objected to, but he did it because as an act of devotion to Rama. Many times in our lives, we do certain things which are questionable in nature. We cannot justify those things because our motivation for doing those things is not devotion. We do something wrong, sometimes we try to bend the rules or we try to take a shortcut. Our purpose is what? We are doing it for our comfort. We are doing it so that I have an easy time. We are doing it so that life becomes easier for us or we don't have to undergo some trouble. Ramadasu was not like that. Why did he use that money which was actually of the Sultan? He used it to renovate the temple which was dilapidated. So he did that also as an act of devotion to God. So we may not be doing some things like that, but whatever work we are doing, can we learn, can we try to develop the spirit that this I am doing as an offering to the Lord? This I am doing as a representative of the Lord. Whatever I am doing, can I try and see the Lord in all those actions? It is very easy to say, it is very difficult to do. Yes, I agree. But if we keep this thought in our mind, at least somewhere out of the 100 things that we do, if we start with one or two small activities, that when we are doing it, we think that yes, I am doing this as service to God. Before the action, we can pray, we can offer prarthana that, oh Rama, oh Krishna, you only let me do this in a nice way. Be with me as I'm doing this task. And after that task is over, we can pray that, oh Lord, thank you for having got this done through me in an effective way. So whatever it may be, we should try and develop that spirit that what we are doing is as a service to God. Because actually the ideal situation is we should think that we should not think I am doing. We should think God is doing through me. But that is at a little higher level. We still have so much deha buddhi. We have so much identification with this body, with this life that we are leading. So it will not be easy for us to say God is working through me, right? But the other way we can do, what small thing we can do is when we are doing any activity, we can pray that God be with me, God get it done through me, God thank you for having it done. Like that, when we try to develop that spirit, slowly we will start increasing in our bhava, in our bhakti towards God. And then we will reach the stage where we have acceptance that the Lord only is doing things through us. So, can we learn to see all events in our life as a consequence of actions in our past birth and stop wasting energy in lamenting over whatever discomfort we have? So, as I said, many times we have talked about this point. We have so many difficulties and we spend so much energy in blaming other people or in trying to find out why this happened, why that happened. I am the one who's always suffering and so on. But instead of doing that, we must just accept those things and say that, yes, this is my past karma. I have done something somewhere and I'm, experiencing the result of that. So let me not uh, cry over that. Let me not also lose faith, that why I am doing puja, I am doing so much nam jap, I am doing so much prarthana, I am trying to be on the path of sadhana, I am trying to be on the righteous path, I am a good person, and yet why God is not, opening his eyes and looking at me? How can God let me have so many difficulties? All these kind of questions come when we don't understand the fact that we are solely responsible for events that happen to us. So in past janmas, in the past, I have done a lot of activities. As a result of that, I have whatever difficulties I have. Let us learn to see that despite all these difficulties, I have come to the path of sadhana. Despite all these things in my life, God has given me a marga to follow. God has given me the thought that I should pray to him. So even that is so durlabha. For so many people, that doesn't come. So instead of wasting energy in focusing on the negative parts, let us channelize our energy and keep praying that, oh God, all the time I'm, caught up in this ajnana, I'm going on the wrong track, I'm having unnecessary thoughts. Please bless me so that I have sadbuddhi. Please bless me so that my bhakti towards you increases. Please bless me so that even in difficult times I remember you. Please bless me so that I realize all the blessings that you have given me so far. With this kind of a spirit, can we learn from Bhakta Ramadasu to try and keep a positive spirit at all times and keep doing small, small things to increase our bhakti towards God. So when we do that, we will have, actually benefited from learning about all these great sadhus and so many sadhakas that we learn about. So next, there is a shloka. This shloka is from the Ramaraksha Stotra, a very well-known shloka. Bharjanam bhavabijanam arjanam sukha sampadam tarjanam yamadutanam rama rameti garjanam. So when somebody does garjanam, when somebody roars out the name of Lord Rama, what all happens? The bija, the bhava bija, this samsara in which we are caught up, this cycle of birth and death in which we are caught up, that cycle, those seeds, they, why they are called seeds? Because something that is planted here, it grows and becomes big, and then again there is a seed, again it grows. So this being in this samsara, that seed is what is causing our rebirth again and again. But roaring out the name of Lord Rama, chanting constantly the name of Lord Rama, that is the only thing which can destroy those seeds, so that we are liberated from this cycle of birth and death. What else does it do? Arjanam Sukha Sampada. It generates Sukha, happiness, and Sampada, wealth, prosperity. If from all ways, it gives all this to us. And Tarjanam Yamadutanam. It is a great fear to the Yamadutas. This name of Lord Rama will remove whatever fear we have of Yama and his Dutas. So by chanting the name of Lord Rama, if we can achieve all these things, definitely we must try and chant as much as possible the names of the Lord. So let us try and follow that, advice, so that we can progress on our path. Usha, are you going to sing some bhajan of Rama?
Akka, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
राम मंत्रव जपिसो हे मनुजा, राम मंत्रव जपिसो, आ मंत्र ई मंत्र नेच्चिनि केडಬೇಡ, ಮಂತ್ರ ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನಿ ಕೆಡಬೇಡ, ಸೋಮಶೇಖರ ತನ್ನ ಭಾಮಿನಿ ಗರುಹಿದ ಮಂತ್ರ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ ಹೇ ಮನುಜ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ. ಕುಲಹೀನನಾದರೂ ಕೂಗಿ ಜಪಿಸುವ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಸೆಲೆಬಿದಿಯೊಳು ಚರಿಪ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಹಲವು ಪಾಪಂಗಳ ಹದಗೆಡಿಸುವ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಹಲವು ಪಾಪಂಗಳ ಹದಗೆಡಿಸುವ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಸುಲಭದಿಂದಲೇ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಸೂರೆಗೊಂಬುವ ಮಂತ್ರ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ ಹೇ ಮನುಜ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ. ಮರುತಾತ್ಮಜ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಸರ್ವ ಋಷಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿದ ಮಂತ್ರ, ದುರಿತ ಕಾನನ ಕಿದು ದಾವಾನಲ ಮಂತ್ರ, ದುರಿತ ಕಾನನ ಕಿದು ದಾವಾನಲ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಪೊರೆದು ವಿಭೀಷಣಗೆ ಪಟ್ಟಗಟ್ಟಿದ ಮಂತ್ರ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ ಹೇ ಮನುಜ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ. ಜ್ಞಾನನಿಧಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಆನಂದ ತೀರ್ಥರು ಸಾನುರಾಗದಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸೇವಿಪ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಭಾನುಕುಲಾಂಬುಧಿ ಸೋಮನೆನಿಪ ನಮ್ಮ, ಭಾನುಕುಲಾಂಬುಧಿ ಸೋಮನೆನಿಪ ನಮ್ಮ, ದೀನ ರಕ್ಷಕ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಮಂತ್ರ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ ಹೇ ಮನುಜ, ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ. ಆ ಮಂತ್ರ ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನಿ ಕೆಡಬೇಡ, ಮಂತ್ರ ಮಂತ್ರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನಿ ಕೆಡಬೇಡ ಸೋಮಶೇಖರ ತನ್ನ ಭಾಮಿನಿ ಗರುಹಿದ ಮಂತ್ರ ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ ಹೇ ಮನುಜ ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Dhanyavad Usha. Thank you so much. Very nice song. So as the bhajan told us, let us all constantly do japa of Rama mantra. Let us constantly remember the Lord, because He is the only one who is never going to forsake us. All our other worldly relations, we have seen from so many examples. Father is supposed to protect, but Hiranyakashipu never protected his son Prahlada, right? Brother is supposed to protect, but Ravana never took care of Vibhishana. Husband is supposed to protect, but at the time of the Vastraharana, the Pandavas could do nothing to help Draupadi. But in all instances, the Lord always protects his devotees. He always protects his bhaktas. And in fact, in the Valmiki Ramayana, I'm not remembering the shloka now, but there is a shloka where Rama says to Sita that, hey Sita, I may even give up you. I may even give up Lakshmana. Now Sita and Lakshmana are so dear to the Lord, but he says, I may give you up. I may give up Lakshmana also, but I will never give up on my world to the rishis of this Dandakaranya. I have promised them that I will rid the world of all the Rakshasas and all the troubling elements. So that I will never give up. That is the promise which Lord has made. So whatever we can do, even one small act, He is not asking us to constantly sit in dhyana. But if during the course of our day, when we are doing all our other activities, if we can remember Him once, minimum number of times in a day, we remember Him out of gratitude for all that we are blessed with. We remember Him and pray to Him for help and guidance, then definitely He will take care of us. He will show us the right path, and He will take us ahead by giving us sadbuddhi and the means to attain Him. So let us pray that the Lord blesses us with this kind of, blessing. So now we will offer Kritagnyata. Let us offer gratitude, Kritagnyata, at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Guru for inspiring us to start and to join the satsang. Let us pray for their blessings and grace to always be on us. May Lord Rama bless all of us and take care of us and give us the strength and ability to keep doing more and more sadhana. Namaskar.